Hi there.
Armin.
Hi.
Hi. That is you behind the beard.
It is me, yes. Lots of glue, as usual.
It's a Russian beard.
A Russian beard,
yeah.
which is a little fuller today than it was yesterday. We've added some hair today. So.
Okay, well, it's a week. We're here for... Tell me what we're here for. I'm here because I enjoy you, and I know a lot of the Trek fan base and the genre fan base would like to know what you're involved with right now.
Well, I'm doing a new play that is both farce and a religious study, and it's quite good, I hope. We open tomorrow night, and Larry was kind enough, Larry and his wife Janice, came to see our last preview, so we're very happy they're here. But this play is written by Scott Carter, who is the executive producer of Real Time with Bill Maher. That should tell you...
That was intriguing to me when I
Yes,
saw, yeah.
That should give you insight into how witty, how clever, and how political it is. But the play itself is about the reality, the historical reality, that three great men wrote their own gospel to the Bible. The first that we meet is Thomas Jefferson, who wrote his own gospel, and wrote it in order to help him through the crisis of the American Revolution. The second man was Charles Dickens, who wrote a gospel for his children so that they would grow up to be better Christians. The third man, and I'm playing the third man, and that's Count Leo Tolstoy, wrote a gospel in order to clarify his religious points of view, which were the focus and passion of his life, the latter part of his life. After he had completed writing War and Peace, Anna Karenina, many of his novels, he sat down and wanted to know the truth about faith, about religion, and about the Bible. And he studied Greek and Latin, and he learned to read the original texts. And from those original texts, he culled through them and found what he considered to be the truth about Jesus and his teachings.
Versus the added baggage that's been added by others.
Right, as we say in the play. Right. In fact, tens of thousands of Russians and people across the world believed that he had. And indeed, Tolstoy's teachings were the teachings that inspired Gandhi. Gandhi's whole theory of non-resistance comes from Leo Tolstoy's Confessions. And
again, and the Tolstoy that we have in the play, at the point of view, is late in his life, and it's what your costume is reflecting here. Not the Count, who was the novelist.
No, and in fact, the Count, indeed, once he realized that all men were equal, he gave up his title and began to dress like the peasants in his fields. He worked with those peasants. He desperately wanted to give up his money, his copyrights, but that was a great struggle between him and his very powerful wife, Sophia.
Right.
Eventually, he did give them up, but after he died, Sophia was able to get them back for the family.
Right. So, I mean, my first blush on this was a first take when I saw that it's a historical, three historical characters meeting in an uncommon situation. I thought back to the Meeting of the Mind shows.
That's right. There's a lot to
a little bit of that.
And Larry, that's exactly what I thought when I read the script. I thought it was exactly like Meeting of the Minds.
Steve Allen.
Steve Allen around the table. But of course, it's a much more extended version of that. And what our play does, and what Scott has done so masterfully, is the topic sounds very dense, very dramatic, perhaps even a little boring. And what Scott, the playwright, has done, which is brilliant, is he starts out as a farce. It's a farce with these three egos meeting each other in an afterlife situation. And their egos conflict with each other, and they bump up against each other, and they rub each other raw. And out of that comes, the conflict creates the comedy. And once we're immersed in the comedy, I think, and he wisely, about 2/3 of the way through the play, begins to talk about the issues that most interest him, and indeed most interest me. That's why I'm doing the play.
I was going to say, but yeah, don't let no one be mistaken here. This is really entertaining, and I don't mean that in a shallow way. It's pulling these pieces, and you get anytime you pull three unlikely people together from history, you have that friction,
right? And
the reality of Jefferson lived before the other two, and each one in turn, you know the other two
exactly
alone of the three, and
we're all, as all humans do, are trying to protect their reputations, protect their honors, and we rub away at each other as time goes by, and get down to the nitty-gritty of who they really were and what their unspoken sins were.
Right, and you're in such a limbo of a situation that the rules of engagement that kind of evolve on their own without any prompting, a few supernatural prompts along the way.
Yes, we get some help from
but
heaven,
it's mostly
or hell. Yes.
Right. It's mostly what comes up, and that's driving it. And it's very, very nicely staged. Very simple set, very simple tech, but
very simple. It's totally
clever.
bare, and it was Matt August, who's the director. Incredible job, which I think he does brilliantly, to take a set that has nothing on it, a table and 3 chairs, nothing else, and figure out reasons for us to move, to geographically set pictures. I think he's done a phenomenal job of creating a world inside what basically is a cell. It's a cell comparable to what 3 chimpanzees might live in the zoo.
And it's some really nice, masterful, or simple, but the projections. The use of the AV that drives it in the set.
A lot of the money is on the wall, as they say. He's added things in order to help both educate and entertain.
Well, let's set our setting. We're at the NoHo Arts Center. For anyone that's in the LA area,
we run until, I believe, February the 23rd, I believe. However, for those of you who are coming to see me personally, I won't be in the last week. I'm going off to Europe to do a Star Trek convention. So we have a wonderful understudy who will be taking over for me in that last week.
To the Trek audience, the Buffy audience, all your different fandoms, I think it's a. I mean, what would you say? What would you say to that?
I think the great thing about science fiction fandom is that people are interested in interesting things, that it isn't just about the Klingons fighting or the star battles or the ships battling each other. I think Star Trek fans and Buffy fans have always been interested in something beyond, and that's what this play is about.
And seeing a clash of and a what if, what if situation, you know.
And actually, when they turn the lights off, and we see it without any projections. We only see this in rehearsal. My God, it's a holodeck. They have all the lines out there, and I walked on stage and I went, "Oh my God, it's a holodeck!" And then they fill it up with images. So.
And I did notice that one of your castmates, Larry Cedar.
Larry was certainly a Star Trek actor as well.
What it was in an Enterprise, right?
Yes. As a student of almost everything, I am delighted to explore this character, Count Tolstoy, who I knew very little about.
Right.
And what's absolutely true is that when he died in Russia in 1910, most of the Russians knew him as a religious figure rather than as a novelist. His philosophy of non-resistance, the Gandhi philosophy as we know it, most of Russia mourned his passing because they thought of him as a religious prophet.
So, tell me that whole title just once. I want to hear you say it.
It's a rather long title. It's The Gospels According to Thomas Jefferson, Charles Dickens, and Count Leo Tolstoy.
Right.
At the NoHo Arts Center, which is located in North Hollywood, right at the corner of Lankershim and Magnolia, 1 block north of my theater, NTS.
There we go. And what else? Anything, you talk about the Trek convention. What's on the horizon coming up?
Kitty and I are going to Europe, to Frankfurt to do a convention there, and then after that we're going to Prague. In the week between those 2 conventions, Renee and Judith and I and Kitty will be traveling around Europe, seeing some sights.
Oh, great.
So it's a nice vacation with my old friend Renee Aubergenois.
There you go. Well, Armin, thanks a lot for taking the time, and good luck with the show.
Thank you very much. Everybody come and see us.
People are going to be very intrigued. Yes, very well. Thanks a lot.